जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलति तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Representing the Indian transgender and queer communities, this is something that we often forget to speak about at even events like this. So I want to make sure we get this right. I want to make a particular point. We've heard a lot about people in Kashmir. We've heard a lot about migrant workers. We heard a little bit about Dalits, experiences they go through in India. Many of those folks are queer or transgender. And they're not a separate community. They are us. I am you. I am part of this community. I'm transgender myself and queer. The difficulties people face with these intersectional identities is multiplied. So if someone's a migrant worker and is already struggling to get home from some big city, imagine how much harder it is if they can't even get support from people around them in their own class. If someone's in Kashmir and they're suffering the lockdown and the occupation and the siege, imagine how much harder it is if they're also LGBT and they can't get support from their own families and neighbors. It's hard enough as it is. It's even harder when there's multiple forces under attack. I don't know what to say to do about this, except that for those of us who are conscious of these issues, we need to keep remembering the diversity within our own groups. We need to remember how to support our own people.
Before I read the names, I just had a quick little write-up to read up for you. I think it's important that each and every one of us is here. Eventually we'll fill up Althea Square, but right now it's 25 of us, and that's each 25, 30 of us are important. We're here. We can protest against what is happening in India, and that's why that matters. Kia ora, namaste, salam, sat sri akal. I'm here today as a concerned Indian. I'm concerned and worried with the systematic devaluing of the guiding principles of the Constitution of India by the very people who took oath swearing to protect it. They use democracy to chip away at democracy. They misuse their large majority in upper and lower houses of India to pass laws like the CAA to divide the people into us versus them. Large protests like Shaheen Bagh don't matter to them. They know well their dog whistle messaging and their polarization tactics work well, and they work very well. Every word we read or heard in the preamble of the Constitution means something. It's important. As a concerned diaspora with friends, family spread across in India, and with the privilege we have with COVID being away for a little bit, it's important that we raise our voices. We raise our voices in union for the Union of India. We stand below the flag, the Tiranga, for unity in diversity. I will follow by reading the names of the students. Remember, these are students. Like somebody pointed out, they're scholars. Their brain and the work that they've done matters so very much to the Union of India. And the names are Miran Haider, Safura Zargar, Asif Iqbal Tanha, Gulfisha Khatun, Devangana Kalita, Natasha Narwal, Sharjeel Imam, Amulya Leona, Chris Chudawala. Those are the names of the student in custody or have been in custody or have been threatened by the very draconian laws we heard about a little while back. We'll end with the national anthem.
Sorry, before we do the national anthem, there's one, and Radhika always reminds me to
under the leadership of our Prime Minister, it was testament to New Zealand rejecting fascism. New Zealanders were loud and clear that we are one and all lives matter. Silent majority, which is always silent, stays silent, but it spoke up, it rose up. Too many times, our silent majority has stayed quiet and hasn't spoken up. On the day, I made a pledge to myself. After March 15th, I will not be part of the silent majority. I will speak up if I see injustice, if I see abuse, or if I see human rights abuses taking place. I know a lot of people are scared coming here because there are no repercussions for their families, even repercussions for them, and I salute some of you who have been threatened, both physically and through the government agencies. I salute you for standing up and not giving up to that sort of thing. We live in New Zealand where we can speak up and talk. That is why I'm standing here today with you, shoulder to shoulder. The second point I want to talk about is taking this similar approach.
I think it's really important that we use story as a way of addressing injustice issues and giving voices to those who would otherwise not be heard. So I'm going to read out these names now of people who are part of a crackdown on media, people who've been courageous, and people who've spoken out against power, which is what journalism is all about. Please excuse the pronunciation if I get it wrong. So the journalists: Sudhir Diwali, Vara Rao, Gautam Navlaka, Mazra Zara, Gurwa Jilani, Pirzada Ashik, Andrew San Ranjapandian, Damod Hara. And I have a couple of other names that are people who are being targeted. So I'll just... And those names are Supriya Sharma, Vindo Dua, Siddharth Radarajan, and these are people who've been threatened under the FIR, First Information Report. And then another person, Rana Ayub, constantly trolled and recently threatened with rape and murder. Thank you.
Having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. Jai Bhim.